Junior was the first god of DJs. We ask anybody on the street from anywhere in the country now, they would probably know the name Junior Vasquez.
Junior is cunty. I mean, she is the epitome of cunty.
Bottom line, he's a very talented man.
A great DJ will have longevity.
Junior stands out. It's just like a sergeant, certain amount of stripes he has.
It's unpredictable and ever-changing. That's Junior.
He always puts his emotion in his music. He always likes to express things musically. A lot of other DJs are just technical.
Junior's DJing is absolutely immaculate. It's absolutely beautiful. Even on a bad day, it's still fierce. You still don't want it.
If we took the holiday.
You know, Junior has created his own identity, and he has a hold of what he's doing. He knows what he's all about.
My name's Junior Vasquez. I'm a DJ at the Sound Factory in New York City.
That's where I think that I've been mostly lucky, being able to have Sound Factory. I think that was that's when the hype all started happening.
Meanwhile, doing Sound Factory, it was very vogue, it was very extravaganza, it was very black.
The hype, I feel, started during the Sound Factory days. It just built and it continued to grow.
Yo, what's up, baby? Where you going?
The thing with me is that each thing happened for a reason. When Sound Factory closed, that's when I decided, well, okay, I'm going to do Tunnel. My music was angry. That's when I started creating Hard House. When Tunnel closed, and luckily I had moved directly then to Palladium.
So, Arena, I see we're doing very well, aren't we, honey?
They left me do exactly what I wanted to do in that space.
Actually, she calls Disconnector.
Arena had this incredible stage. It was built as a theater.
It was very glitzy and glamorous and showy.
That was very monumental, I think, at the Arena. That's when I started doing a lot of epic and anthems, because usually a remix or production is born right on the dance floor. Come Together was born right on the dance floor. I was just playing some track, and I don't know what got me into that. I think a lot of that came from Gay Pride weekends.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome to the runway.
Loved the Palladium, and I thought it was a perfect space for Junior because he's good at drama, high drama. The space itself has a lot of drama.
Hey, excuse me. There's a function going on here, and there's a beautiful lady talking. Shut up.
The closing of Arena was the most legendary night for me. The elements of God came down that night and just swirled us.
It was one of those events where it was like, just didn't want to end. It was like everyone turned out and nobody wanted to leave.
I performed to Like a Prayer, and everyone seemed to come together around the dance floor, and everyone was dancing with each other, and it just brought some unity into the club. And I think a lot of nights are like that there, wherever Junior plays.
The last night of Palladium, when we lowered the big mirror ball at the end, people just started migrating to it and touching it. When they started touching it, it was like, wow. To them, touching the mirror ball to them was like actually shaking Junior's hand or thanking Junior.
Every Saturday night towards the end, I mean, that was a spectacle. There was just always something happening there.
Bring it to the runway. Which queen voguing femme? Which queen voguing like femme queen? Which queen voguing femme?
I've seen the girls trip each other. I've seen the wigs fall off. It's amazing when you want to be noticed, how far you would take it.
Junior's music provoked a lot. So that was like the call, the message that kids were using to say serve someone else. And it was so evil. Like, you did not get in these kids' way until the song was finished.
I think Arena it took that whole runway thing to its peak, because the whole thing with drag queens take your mark.
Drag queens take your mark. The dance floor is now open.
Junior does know how to keep it going when the runway starts.
you would hear that whole set of bitch tracks, and that's what they walk to. You know, he's totally feeding off of that, and they're feeding off of him, so they're just working back and forth. It just keeps unfolding.
The first time I really didn't understand what it was about, because I'm watching a bunch of drag queens walking back and forth to songs that everybody would normally be dancing to.
It was all about how fierce you were. Yes, you were fierce, and that's about it.
Junior at circuit parties, it's cute for her there, but those girls, they don't, you know, they're usually out of towners. They're not as dark. They want to hear fluff, 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 fluff. So, you know, Junior's not fluffy, honey. She's very, very sandpaper, honey. And so she's gonna give you sandpaper. When you want fluff, you're gonna get sandpaper.
No, I don't like Junior at anybody's circuit parties. Forget it. Will not accept it. Do not see it. His stomping ground is New York, and he never turns it out anywhere in the world better than his home.
At circuit parties, I think he's been pulling out all the stops. I worked with him recently in Palm Springs.
Give it up for the maestro, Junior Vasquez.
When we were in Palm Springs, I thought the response was amazing.
Junior could do very well in a circuit party. I don't think it matters where Junior goes. Wherever he plays, he's great.
I was very impressed with his ability to work records, very impressed with the way he takes those records and manipulates them to sound differently than they originally were.
To him, it's experimenting. When you actually stand in the booth and do a remix live at real time, that's where he stands out. Because half of the night, that's what he actually does.
Junior, the way she serves it, no one does it like she does, you know? Are there other people out there in the world that are talented? Of course there are, you know? With me being a black queen faggot, drag queen, she does what I need for her to do.
People always fall in love with his remix versus the others that they hear.
You know, anybody in the music industry knows a Junior Vasquez remix versus somebody else.
I invented different techniques only because I had to challenge myself. I figured out a way to make it more accessible in a DJing context as opposed to studio work.
I think Junior has set new standards in DJing. He's created new trends, and you know, he's inspired all of us.
It seems like whenever there's something cool happening, he's just always there.
Miss Thing. There is no guest list tonight.
Most I have going on is usually 2 records at one time and the sampling machine and the jam man for reverb. Sometimes I'll have 3 turntables. Sometimes I'll have like an acapella on the 3rd table because that's modified to play backwards, so I might be playing something backwards on their sound effect. And then the jam man's used a lot, and then I do a lot of looping. It seems seamless and natural to the people that are listening, but I like the fact that they know when I'm looping, they know when I'm using the effects because there's a human side to that. I like the fact that there's error.
Junior's not done yet. He's got, I'm sure, quite a few tricks up his sleeves.
It's Madonna. Yes?
The legend continues. Another often imitated but never duplicated. Another often imitated but never duplicated. Another often imitated but never duplicated. Sound Factory Saturday.